listening to the Betmaker Show. This is the Golf PGA CJ Cup Betting Championship Betting Odds Preview for Monday, October 14th, 2019. And now, live from Las Vegas, the host of the Betmaker Show, Brian Blessing.
It is always one of our favorite segments when we huddle up with our good friend Cam Stewart. Brian Blessing in Las Vegas. Happy Thanksgiving north of the border to our good friend Cam and all his Canadian brethren. And I wanted to open by saying this is the one podcast in the world that even knew who Lanto Griffin was. And want you to know that in the last month, we have probably mentioned Lanto Griffin more than any golfer on the planet. And Lanto Griffin wins the Houston Open.
Can you believe this? I was actually, Lisa's over and I'm watching football. I check my phone. I switched to golf. She goes, who
straight
the
out of
hell
witness,
is L. Griffin?
Straight out of witness protection.
Lanto Griffin. He's me and Blessing's guy. And we're watching the turn. Yeah, straight out of witness protection. The guy's got a lead going in 18. He sprays it off the tee, puts it on the green. I tell her, I go, you know what? If he two putts from here, that's amazing. We're probably going to a playoff. This guy, I got to tell you, Brian, Lanto Griffin, we you said it, and I got to give you credit. Like, you track this guy. He just got better every week. I only put a couple bucks on him, but man, and he had that 5-footer that he hit to win the tournament. Watch out for this guy, because once you win, you know about golf. It's like one sport. Once you get that win under your belt, you're already good, right? Now he's not afraid. The guy's been on leaderboards every week. He's making money, but this is all hilarious. I can't believe we've been mentioning this guy. We're cracking jokes about Lanto Griffin, protection. Harding wants to propose.
I'm telling you.
And the guy wins
honestly, the biggest story that comes out of this is that someone somewhere, I sincerely hope, is making sure that Harding does not have a belt or sharp objects.
Oh, could you believe Harding too? He's watching this turkey. Like, all he had to do is help him out. Now he wins a tournament on tour. He's exempt to the Masters. Like, oh my God, it's life-changing.
In the Corn Ferry Tour, it was the last. This is the guys trying to get their cards. Lanto Griffin's comfortably got his PGA Tour card, and he vomits all over himself on the last hole of the tournament, which ultimately cost Justin Harding his PGA Tour card. And we've had a couple of giggles in the Chuckle Hut following this guy that Harding is going to be chasing him all around the planet. I mean, literally. Do
you think Lanto can saw him off? Oh, like, he might as well. Like if you're Harding, you call him up and go, can you wire transfer me for me $50,000?
Hey, maybe send him some Bitcoin.
Yeah, that's right. Send him some cryptocurrency. Get off my back. Unbelievable, man. Yeah. It's Brian. It's shocking though. Like, and Mike, the producer, and everybody. Like, the jokes we have, and the fact that this guy won. It's almost like a sign from Gambler or whatever. Because I'm not sure if God really cares about our gambling, but Gambler, the golf god. Gambler, we could have been throwing it down hard. Gambler says take Lanto. We got to listen. I'm going to be betting this guy a lot now, Brian. Like, he's kind of an odd duck, but he seemed like when he won and broke down there, I was really, really happy for the kid. And that's the thing about golf. It's like when you win a tournament, unlike other sports, like, there's a lot of guys that are robbing the bank. They suck. They make millions of dollars. Like, you could look at football and Cam Newton now. The guy's hurt. They bring in an undrafted player. He hasn't lost a game yet. You just keep on making money and money and money. But in golf, some of these guys are basically living out of their cars, or, they're not living great lives. They're just fighting to scrap, especially if they got kids. And now you win one tournament like that, the exemptions you get, the money you get, you're set up for many years in your life, if not your whole life.
Hey, all kidding aside, mark this down for future reference, because we said this now for the last month. Those guys that played in that Corn Ferry Tour playoff thing, there's more pressure in that for those guys. It's like playing the final round of the Masters just to secure a card for your living. And the guys that succeeded in that event are hardened to a degree where new guys every year at this time of the year blossom on the scene at balloon numbers.
It's true. And take a look at, like, the leaderboard there. Who was there? Not Podrick Harrington, Scott Harrington. Mother Hubbard, what's in your cupboard? He could have won that tournament too. Like, he was fighting Lanto right down to the stretch. It was actually interesting too, Brian, when I was watching, like, those guys, like Hubbard gave him some cut eye on one thing. I guess like they were deciding who was away or whatever. And then at the end they were cool. But I thought they were going to throw down at one point. Hubbard looked pretty angry, but you said it, these guys that are, and it's funny, like I had Bo Hostler too, and he's a guy that's been on tour for a while, but head to head, I'd rather take one of these guys that had to fight for their lives, and now they're the guys winning the tournaments, where a lot of these guys on the PGA Tour, they haven't felt that pressure, right? These guys, they've had to fight for their lives, and those are guys I want to have in my pocket coming down 18, and Lanto delivered.
Well, the funny thing is, thank God he didn't win, and I don't know, we were joking about Lanto Griffin. The guy I almost mentioned to you last year, because I think there were moments last year where I thought he was on the precipice. I almost mentioned Taylor Gooch to you last week, so...
Taylor Gooch, he's one of those guys. Watch out. Yeah, you're right about. That's the thing about golf, and I hope people listening to the broadcast and stuff, like, you almost have to take notes. There's new guys every week, and we follow this thing every shot, every tournament. Like, it is tough. It's not just Brooks Koepka, Jason Day, all these other guys. There are a million guys now who can win a tournament. So when you're betting this golf, like, you don't have to just stop at the 40s. No, you can look at those 80 to 1s, 100 to 1, and a lot of these guys, when the fields get tougher, their odds are going to go up. We got, like, Lanto was rolling around 40 to 1 because he was in great form, right? But once Justin Thomas, Koepka, Fleetwood, all these other guys go, you'll get these guys who are very good at what they do, and you'll get them at like 80 and 100 to 1 instead of 40.
All right, you mentioned it. Justin Thomas, Koepka, Fleetwood, Matsuyama, Victor Hovland. How about the money Victor Hovland's taking?
I got to be honest with you. I love Victor Hovland.
Not yet. Not at that price.
Yeah, no, not at that price at all. No, that's kind of what I'm saying. It's like, Victor, we love you. We know you're top 10. You seem like a nice guy. He's got the perma smile. I'll do better for you. He's walking around making money. The old Freddie Jacobson smile. But no, he's a cool kid. From where Brian, up in the Nordic countries there. He should be playing hockey, not golf, but a stud at Oklahoma State. He made money. But at 20 to 1, he's being priced like these other, and I like Morikawa too, another great example, but not at 22 to 1.
No,
I love
Sungjae
you. Come on, guys. Hey, Sungjae Im. He beat it.
It's a home tournament.
Yeah,
it's a home tournament.
He hasn't won on the PGA Tour when he's had a chance. But what do you think he's going to do in front of his friends and family? I'm not thinking great things. 22 to 1, that's not enough. Hovland 20 to 1, no thanks. And Morikawa, who I love, at 22 to 1. I need at least 35 for these guys. I think that's the thing, Brian. I think a lot of people are just going to bet these guys, hey, they're on the leaderboards, but look who's back in the tournament. Justin Thomas, Koepka, Cabrera Bello, Spieth, Horschel, Woodland. Like, there's a lot of quality there. Those other guys need to be around the starting at around the Danny Willett range at 35 before I'd be considering them.
A lot of travel. You got to take that into account too.
True. I don't know what we do at this tournament. Like, there's some interesting guys there too. So the European guys, they played. Hey, another guy we talked about, burnt. How's your Wiesberger? I like my burgers burnt. This guy won again. Like, this guy can't. Well done, burnt. Like, I'm looking at the leaderboard. I'm like, wow, Matthew Fitzpatrick couldn't get beat through the door. He's in a battle with Wiesberger. Wiesberger gets it done. You know what? Some of those guys who played over there, a shorter trip to Korea, Brian. But man, this is a tough tournament to pick a winner because you're just looking at the leaderboard. There's a lot of quality there.
No, I think I will say this. I'm going to ride the hot wave because current form means something, and you get a nice number on them. And just like the Lanto Griffin thing, the other guy that we've been talking about as much as anybody is Fratelli.
Oh, yeah, Fratelli. What about Putnam? Putnam's at 50. Fratelli's at 60, and I hate to say it, even though he's an absolute tool with the yellow ball, Rory Sabatini's on leaderboards. He's 70 to 1. He has to be considered. That range is kind of interesting to me. Scott Piercy's done well in this event before. He's at 71. So, yeah, Brian, like some of those guys, those bomb prices look pretty enticing. What about this guy, Jazz? Remember Double J? We'll call him Jazz Janawatawand or whatever. He's 90 to 1 from Thailand.
For outstanding information and special offerings and promotions, we invite you and encourage you to sign up for our newsletter today simply by going to the website at betmaker.com. How about our buddy? How about old Kiridak Apibanrat?
Oh, yeah, have a pack. Hey, I'm Kiridak Apibanrat. I'd like to drink a liter of cream and pass me a couple decks of those Marlboros, please. Yeah, that guy's like hacking up darts, but got the boiler cooking. But man, he's a good golfer. That's the thing. Tee to green, Brian. It's amazing. Like if he could ride a cart, he'd win a lot more tournaments.
Hey, listen, by the way, we mentioned this last week, and I just went and double-checked. He didn't even tee it up, was Pat Perez, after falling.
Good call.
Remember?
Yeah.
And so now he's going over there traveling. So he missed a tournament because he fell, and his neck and his shoulder were sore, and now he's flying to Asia. I'm still fading him in any matchup they throw him up there.
That's a great idea. If you guys don't want to pick a winner in the tournament, you look for matchup bets. And Pat Perez, despite playing well, he can't dick around with a arm shoulder injury. That's something with golf too. Hits a little bit too high. He has a bad sleep at the Korean hotel. I'm hurting. You know what I mean? So that's something that we can definitely track. I will not be taking Pat Perez. Yeah, Brian, good call. We'll look to fade him in matchup bets and win some money that way.
All right. How about one more for you? Now, the guy's got a little bulldog to him. But did you read this story, this nonsense with Kevin Na?
No.
He wins the Vegas tournament.
Yep.
And he's all blubbery and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
But he's talking in the post-tournament interview about he either stiffed some girl at the altar from Korea, like 5, 6, 7 years ago. And it's this big thing, and he gets crucified. The girl sued him, or I'm sorry, he sued her and won for slander. It's nuts. It's like that he's getting murdered in social media in Korea. So he brings this up to, like, I've got to defend myself and defend my family and defend my name. And I'm sorry I confused the American audience, but he's talking about this whole big circus act of off golf course nightmares for him over there. He's 45-1. I'd be playing against it. They're going to be out there with bullhorns booing him.
Yeah, I didn't even hear that story. No, it's interesting too, because every time Kevin Na wins, you see his wife and the kid runs up so cute. I didn't know that backstory, Brian. That's interesting. And if that's the way it is, I think you're onto something. Good on you for finding that nugget out, Brian. I had no idea. I thought he was with that woman that they show all the time. I know that's his family now, and the kid has been more popular than him. Every time Kevin Na's in contention, the cute little kid runs up there. Oh, what a beautiful kid, right? So that's what we see all the time. I didn't know he stiffed some girl at the altar. That's crazy.
But I guess they're like so vociferous and loud that, I mean, there's a camp that just hates him over there.
Really? I had no idea. I guess that's why he lives in Vegas. So he runs away, running away. But he played well. I won't be betting him at 45-1. He's the type of guy too. Despite winning a tournament, he'll go away for a while, Brian, and then pop up just because he's in good form. I don't think he's going to make my list. No way.
Honestly, if you guys, it's on golfchannel.com. And it's to my Korean fans for always supporting and believing me despite all these false rumors. I want to say thank you. He wasn't going to open up about this. The parents of the girl he broke up with, American golfer, give my daughter's life as cleanly. Give back my daughter's life as cleanly as you sent her stuff back, and he's just getting crucified over there.
Wow, it sounds.
I don't even know why he's going there.
We're talking about Lanto sawing off our boy Harding. Maybe Na needs to give some ducats to his old lady back in Korea there.
Oh my God! It'd be
like, what did he win in that tournament? $1 million plus. So he's flush. Know that.
You think it'd be like Kim Jong-un's security, you have like three guys jogging along the golfer on either side of him going down the fairway.
Some Korean goons. Knock, knock. Who's there? Korean goons. Mr. Knock, can we see you at the portal on 16?
The porta potty.
Insert envelope here. Yeah, wow, Brian, you're on top of things, Brian. I never knew you were. It's like the National Enquirer of golf. You got all the answers.
Yeah. Oliver Stone has nothing on me.
Exactly. No one's playing well too. Another guy we can mention. Probably only going to bet a few guys in this tournament, but Graham McDowell had a spark this week, Brian. He's slowly but surely getting his game back together, and he's one of the fan favorites. He's getting closer, 80-1 right now with Graham McDowell.
All right, buddy. I'm just. I kind of like these tournaments. Here, let me throw one at you, just at a price. Is there any chance Jordan Spieth worked on his game and figured something out, and we get him off the shelf, and then he's 10-12-1 the rest of our lives? Or is this guy a defined basket case?
I'm going to say, as of now, defined basket case. The problem is, and you know it, Brian, he sprays the ball. His putting is better. When he was winning those tournaments, nobody hit more 20-footers to save par than him. He's all over the place. That's the thing. Has he straightened it out and it caught up with him? 22-1. It's still not enough for me. And in this field, I hate to say it, we were already talking about Sungjae and all these other guys. I honestly would take, and there's going to be matchup bets, I'd probably ride Hovland, M, or Morikawa over Spieth. We don't know what he's done. We don't know if he's out partying with the get-along gang or working on his game. I have no idea. I haven't seen any reports other than from Blessing and Cam reports. But I don't know. Is he going to go to Korea with something figured out? He has shown me nothing. Like, Brian, you watch every stroke like me. His driving game, it's not PGA Tour ready. He still can putt, but he wasn't putting as good as before, and it caught up with him. You can't continually hit 15-footers for par all the time, and it's a problem. He's got to, once he figures it out, we'll get Spieth at a number, but at 22-1, he should be in this field closer to Dan Neiman, 30-35, not 22. I'm going to pass.
Watching him golf like watching a bad episode of Dr. Phil.
It actually pissed me off in the British Open too, and nobody talks about this stuff. It's like what we talk about. Oh, some guy loses a ball. Hey, don't worry about it. It's Dustin Johnson. We'll go look forever for his ball. Hey,
he got 20 minutes.
Yeah. We're in the Open Championship. Your boy Shirley Temple, Matt Kuchar's sitting there going, really? Like, I got to hand it to Kuchar. Like, I wouldn't have been as friendly to Jordan Spieth there. It's like, dude, I'm trying to win a major here. What the hell are you doing? That was total BS, and nobody even talked about it. It really pissed me off. Well, I think we had Kuchar at 60-1 too. I'm going, what a gong show.
No, you're right though, buddy, because
it was wrong.
Well, no, because it hurts the other guy waiting for him.
Yeah. You're not only doing a disservice to the game. You're basically telling the other guy, screw you. I don't care about your time, or he gets out of his rhythm, and it was wrong. But Jordan Spieth's one of those guys. Like, he's great, but there's a lot of other players from the University of Texas, his buddies, the get along gang. Like, he's got problems on his game still, and until I see something, he can't be bet.
Hey, out of curiosity, I'll throw one goofy one at you, bud. How about Lucas Glover at 60-1? He was top 10 in Vegas.
Yeah, he's good. I like Lucas Glover.
He hangs around, right?
Yeah, Lucas Glover's one of those guys. He's better than people think he is. The putting kind of concerns you. He gets really, really nervous. But, man, his ball striking when he won the U.S. Open, it's fantastic, Brian. Like, he's one of those guys. Like, it was almost sad to see him lose his game. But Lucas Glover's a guy I think is going to have a real big year, and he's going to be on our radar. I like it. If he can – like, that's the thing. If he can putt in a tournament 50th instead of 120th, then he's going to be on the leaderboard almost any week. You see how good he is with his irons. It's spectacular.
Well, you know how golf is, where guys figure something out. We'll wrap it up. But yeah. Sanderson Farms, cut. Safeway Open, cut. He figures something out. He comes out in Vegas, shoots 67, 63, 66, and he shoots a 70 on Sunday, which is probably one bad hole when you couldn't afford that, and he ended up finishing 5 back. But if he'd have shot another 66, he's in the playoff.
Yeah.
And he played great for 3 of the 4 days.
You know what, Brian? Out of all these guys, no, I agree. And I think Lucas Glover is going to be on our short list for a long time. I got to tell you, though, out of all these guys there, I don't know what these other guys are doing. We told you there's no value. Danny Willett at 35-1 has gone from like basically almost losing his whole golf career after the Masters. Nobody other than him, like a slip to miss cuts to like, wow, I've lost my game. But when he's when he's battling somebody down the stretch, I'll always bet on Willett. He's one of those guys, very, very strong. And at 35-1, you're thinking I need a little bit more. But in this field, when I'm looking at names, if I had one bet at the shorter odds, I think I'd take Danny Willett. He's a guy that I really trust right now.
You know, buddy, you're leaving your boy off, and I think it's a mistake.
Which guy?
The price sucks. I get it, but if memory serves, isn't this the tournament Bubba Watson won, or was that China?
I think it was China. Yeah.
But is this a bomb? Koepka won this. Is this a bomber's course? Isn't it?
Yes, it is. Koepka won last year. That's
okay.
Yeah. So
Morikawa, man, Morikawa.
I love
Morikawa. He hits it a mile.
Brian, I want to take Morikawa, but like the recent form, it's not like it's hard though, right? Because he was a top 10 machine. He got screwed in that tournament where Wolf chipped in to win. He should have won there. He burned the edges on every putt. He won in the tournament, the Stapleford system, the Colorado tournament in altitude. But 22-1, I just need. Trust me, I love Colin Morikawa. I'm going to take him every single time. People talk about Hovland, they talk about Wolf. He's the guy out of those guys. I think it's going to have the best career. Colin Morikawa. I just wish we got more than 22-1. You're right, though, Brian. Good angle. He's Asian, too, and going to Korea? Interesting.
All right. And at 351, wouldn't it be fun just to say, wee, Kim?
Yeah. We got, what do we got?
Wins, okay.
We got KH Lee, we got H Lee, we got WJ Lee, we got, who's Teehee Lee? Teehee Lee, Teehee.
Isn't the Sung Kang? Doesn't the Sung Kang guy show up every blue moon?
Sung Kang's Dane. Yeah, he's 140-1. Sung Kang. Yeah, 140. I don't know. But if you're going to pick the tournament, Brian, two guys, I want to take Morikawa. You always talk me into it. Hell, you were the Lanto Griffin police, so everyone should be listening to you. Colin Morikawa, 22, Danny Willett, 35. And if I'm looking for a big bad bomb at a price, how do you not take Siwoo Kim at 125-1?
We got to stop. I mean, we can just keep going. But seriously, just explain this to me. Here's another. All right, he's on the list now. How in God's green earth is J.B. Holmes 175-1?
Yeah, that's stupid.
What is that?
That's
insane.
It's crazy the way these guys peg golf tournaments because he could win this thing. Like
I'm putting $5 on him.
Yeah. Like I like him more than other than Afa Barnrat, who you mentioned at 150. Johnny Vegas, no. Brendan Grace, he's lost it. I can't believe we're seeing Brendan Grace at 175-1. We used to see him at 20-1. I don't know what's happening to him. He hasn't figured it out. But out of those guys, J.B. Holmes at 175 is better than every guy listed in that neighborhood.
Hey, and here's the final thing, a pertinent question. Do you think Wyndham Clark puts chocolate mints on his own pillow?
I'm not that guy. That guy's a turkey. I had him one tournament. He's hitting it like 3 fairways over. Yeah, Wyndham Clark. You're the best. That Kevin Na story really threw me for a loop. I didn't know the Korean mob wants to shake him down.
Wyndham Clark in his own bedroom. He's got chocolate mints on a pillow and a cocktail bar. the little tiny bottles. Yeah. Tells his wife, "Can I get a wake up call at 7:30?"
He's a complete turkey. Eddie Pepperell likes to roll like that too, Brian. Anyway, it's all good, brother. It's all good.
You're the best, man. We love talking golf. Yeah. We're taking you over to Asia. Cam Stewart, Brian Blessing, thanks for joining us.
Let's make some money tonight.
Well, that's the Betmaker Show for now. We publish multiple times each week. We'd like to thank you for listening, and if you liked what you heard, please take a moment to leave a rating and review, or subscribe to our show feed, or share our show with a friend or two and help us grow the show. We very much appreciate it. Visit us on the web at betmaker.com, and reminder to sign up for the newsletter. Thanks to our engineer, Darren Vandermolen, and producer, Mike Gallivan. The Betmaker Show is a production of Cardinal Marketing Incorporated. Betmaker is a registered trademark. Any rebroadcast, reproduction, or other use of this content without the express written consent of Cardinal Marketing Incorporated is strictly prohibited.
The handicapping and sports odds information contained on this podcast is for entertainment purposes only. Please confirm the wagering regulations in your jurisdiction as they vary from state to state, province to province, and country to country. Using this information to contravene any law or statute is prohibited. The podcast is not associated with, nor is it endorsed by any professional or collegiate league, association, or team. This podcast does not target and is not intended for an audience under the age of 18. If you think that you have a gambling addiction, stop this podcast now and please seek help.
Gambling and betting on sports is a form of entertainment and should be about having a good time. But when done excessively, it may negatively affect other areas of a person's life, such as their physical and mental health, school or work performance, finances, and or interpersonal relationships. At Betmaker.com and the Betmaker Show, we're concerned about the addiction that gambling may cause, and for this reason, we encourage everyone to practice responsible gambling. An approach to gambling that helps you ensure that it remains an enjoyable activity. Here are the main principles of responsible gambling. Don't think of gambling as a way to make money. Always gamble with money that you can afford to lose. Set limits and stick to them. Never chase losses. Don't gamble when you're depressed or upset, and create a healthy balance. Always be aware of how much time you spend gambling or thinking about gambling. And do not allow gambling to cause you to miss out on time with family and friends or time spent on other activities you enjoy. By following these guidelines, gambling can be a good time and great entertainment. If you feel at any time that your gambling is taking away from important areas of your life, is causing you stress or depression, or is leading to financial losses that are beyond your control, please reach out for help. Learn more at responsiblegambling.org.